Okay, so first, to briefly correct your motivations with the bodhicitta, to think that so I attain Buddhahood for all mother sentient beings to liberate from suffering and attain Buddhahood. So therefore, I'm listening Dharma. That's just how you set it up motivations. And recently, I spoke with Geshe and Geshe, and I decided that Geshe will read the Tibetan line by line. This is the part of that you are having oral transmission. So this when Geshe read the Tibetan in Tibetan line by line, we are not wasting time. So therefore, this is the part of taking oral transmission. And then after that, he will explain it. So they have six divided or six sections in briefly in mentioning the serenity and insight. So in Vihana, the how to be certain about their orders. So it's still not completed. We have a few left over. We're going to start from that. Okay, so it is page 25. The thing like the almost ending of page 25. So some Indian master come that without seeking serenity separately, you generate insight from the outside through an you generate insight from the outset through analysis by discerning wisdom. Since this view contradict the text of the great trailblazer, the wise deem it to be untrustworthy. This is the sequence in which you newly develop serenity and insight for the first time. Later, the sequence is indefinite, as you may cultivate serenity after previously cultivating insight.
신의 하도 게 처리제라더니 미과 미도가 돈에 되는 탁구라는 되는 거지. 미과 테라미 람상 하도 고민되니 두스니 조회기 심바지 되고 어리겠는데 되고 공부를 하고 다시 제대로 되고 되고 디레스 인트레스 베나든 배치장의 이슈와이나 아이신 다시 하도 고발 신의 예벌도 좀 배치 가르쳐 왔으나 배는 가서 말아서 따라서 따가는 쉬는 다 조당디 야보지 진배 요함에 받고 tempo shuji pe jonda mateba dai gama deni deni musun ba ani be ta so shuni pa be so la ta poe janeti ta kada ka pora yo mara ta tangu mi ra dai gama deni ta deni ta ta mas na kar simuro so ta deni ta chi yu ta mi ta toni se janeti ni yo tinje chiwala ne ba ta la pe shuni yo ma pe tempo shi ne wa ti jaba u to to was 티 제수 신의 대강을 쉬어내더니 말하는 국민들이 바로다 제 다음에 되어져와 굉장히 심한 신이 장과 티난시 신의 기든이 가슴에 친구를 끼어다는 저희 미발라 세지도 내비더니 신의 기든이 내저리 때문에 매와 아니 티 제수들이 가슴에 매와더니 가슴에 유라 집에도기 아니 무슨 신장 대화 중에 하고 집에 가고 요 말이었어 그래서 팀들에서 아니
So that's meaning that what we read it. So saying not only the earlier Tibetan scholar, also like many Indian masters are saying that it's not necessary that serenity has to be generated before insight. There are there are no certain orders. So therefore, Lama Tsongkhapa reject that because without serenity cannot develop the insight. So and then for example, when you the playing sport by riding on a horse, so then first you have to train very well. You can and how to ride on horse, and then you can remain very firmly on the horse. Then after that, you very well train. If you train well after you how to ride on a horse, then you can do many different play with a wheel while you're riding on horse. So therefore, same as like first we have to develop the single pointed mind, serenity, and then you can have that the fluency through by analysis insight. So otherwise you cannot do that. This is the main meaning of here. And then also not just Lama Tsongkhapa said that, because it's many great trailblazers like Nagarjuna and Asanga, Maitreya, all this above the text which we read. So all these texts are mentioning about that have a certain order. But that certain order is not always because the is not always, it's only for way beginners. The first one who are generating serenity and insight, then must be generating serenity first, then after that you should generate insight. But after you are having both the insight and serenity, then the order is not really is not certain. Sometimes without serenity, you can just directly analyze it on some other object with just insight, which will be explained later with the compendium by Asanga. So next, what we're going to writing is, and the points are saying But in continuum of knowledge state, say there are no certain, and you will be contradictory with the Sangha text. So then say Lama Tsongkhapa more clarifying is not contradictory with it. So that's first we're going to read it. So the Karma Sangha communion of knowledge state, some attain insight but do not attain serenity. They strive of serenity on the basis of insight. How do you account your this? And then answer. This is mean that they have not attained the serenity of the actual, the first meditative stabilizations or beyond. It does not preclude their having attained the serenity which is included in the access to first meditative stabilizations. Also, once you have perceptual knowledge of the four truths, you can establish on that basis the serenity of the actual first meditative stabilizations and the higher meditative stabilizations. For a Sangha level of for that proving or like a answer is its answer is correct because of that Asanga said. It's just more quoting by Asanga. So Asanga level of your yogic deeds, Yogacharya Bhumi says, moreover, you can currently know that. Huh? Oh yeah, accurately. Moreover, you can accurately know the reality of the truth from suffering to path without having attained the first meditative stabilizations extra. As soon as this knowledge of the truth occurs, you establish your mind and do not analyze phenomena. Beside, on this higher wisdom, you pursue the practice of higher state of consciousness.
아니 제일 하도나 때문에 신의 좀 맞춰도 근데 하도나 때문에 신의 좀 맞춰도 나도 지금 혹시 because of this Geshe 말로는 tendency가 도발돼요. 뒤에서 저걸로는 동호가 지금 저기 있는 아니 뒤 인적이 다 수화디 오늘 나 군주나라 뒤가 수가서나 나라니 하도 토바이 신의 맞도 것이 신의 토바이를 하던 것도 네가 토바이 네가 맞도서 근데 시지 수화도 지나가다 그러니까 비체쇼디 하도나 때문에 신의 좀 맞춰도 다디 하도나 때문에 신의 용에 가지려 있습니다. 스님도 집이 봐봐요서 뒤 가시다 뒤에다 가려를 쓰고서 선대당 비밀도게 비비 신의 마토가 민기사 진다디 가서 선대당 보면 선대당 선대 무시 부지기 예토 균이세지다 근데 이거라 되는 주시들과 선대 아니 무시당 예토 쓰고 선대기 있더라 아니 예토 세디 선대기 되니 지가서 무시 마토가 토바치기 에너라고 해서 되거나 잡아 맞아 토바치기 로지가 아니 예토 뒤체스 마트라 무신 샤미 단 예토 비비 신에다 하동이 주가 요르데 이나요 하동할 때는 신의 주스디 아니 하동이 갔으면 예도그 비비티니 하동할 때는 의식이 비비 신의 주스 되는 뒤에서 뒤바디 배는 가지고서 라마 받배잖아요. 이다를 좀 개발 시도를 니스 주가시기 방자 직접 윤슈들아 봐야지. 다시 치원 되는 제네를 자기니 또도 먼저 직접 윤슈디 토론 토바티스는 하다 진짜 디섬데 무시 토비오 말에 다른 신 치원들아요. 그러니까는 제네들아 섬데 무시 마토비 쳤다. 인도전에 다 군인이 다 토론 토비인데 아니 가서는 여도 그뒤비 가서는 여도 다 대봉수도 또는데 시라스 중에 여도 그뒤비 하도 토바와 기내 제 규율 고발할 때는 아니 야 오고야 표현되더니 가서는 지금 의식이 두고 하도 당사 시에 신이 두고 유전에 여도 그뒤비 아니 지가에서는 하도할 때는 의식이 두고 아니 시에 지수 토바이고 디오도 좀 소화를 스티 토바인데 그래서 교수 먼저 직접 교수당 아니 가서 치고 전에보다 보다 뒤니가 그들 토론 토바티스나 아니 신의 다음에 또비 아니 신 하도 토대할 때 아니 뒤하도 뒤에도 좀 와다 내도 비비 뭐지 내도 그러나 때는 토론 다른 토바를 뭐지 무시 주바디 치수 오고야 표현 아니 신이 무시 뒤에 선대 무시 뒤에 신이 주고 그래서 뒤오도 아니 내도 비비 하도나 때는 무시 비비 신이 토시 되는 거지 내도 그런 게 있더니 하도디 내도 그런 비신용도 무서워 말이에요. 내도 그런 것 때문에 하도디 내도 그런 것 때문에 아니 신의 무서워 말이에요. 요즘에다 하도나 때문에 신의 톱 신의 선택 무시 또 무시 비비디 신의 톱 그래서 기력이 고아지 바디 그래서 무시 쿵다니는데 요만에 쓴다 지다와 신들은 그것이 성경에다 보라 마토바디 제가 누구다스 아니 대법원 같은 거 있다가 아니 시술을 좀 줄 수밖에 안 돼. 와샤비 같이 보는 TV 있다. 아니 되니마 아니 야 당고 좀 하도 되네 샤비 당이다 치료들이 하나 그것도 비와 되네 아니 무시 하도 교요 되지 스타디 군디 아니 가서나 군디 공부가 이 사이무시 공세가 뒤되셔서 또 좀 같이 되니까 두려워게 아니 무슨 뜻이지
So the meaning is here the compendium of knowledge state saying that some attain insight but do not attain serenity. Then after that said they strive for serenity on the basis on insight. Actually, the compendium of knowledge, there talks about the 4 different moods. Says someone attains serenity but not insight. That's one mood. Someone attend insight but not the serenity. Someone attend both. Someone attend not both. Not attend both. So within these 4, more having doubt and confused on that word, would say the strive for serenity on the basis of insight. When we look at without Lama Tsongkhapa and without any explanations, when we just look at the word by word, definitely we will have a confused and see the more conflict. Therefore, Lama Tsongkhapa mention it first, then make more clear to let us more understand better. Even the compendium knowledge said it what does it mean. So they strive for serenity on the basis of insight. Actually, its meaning, it's not saying that serenity having after the generated by insight. But really that's meaning is there, we have, when we count there like a 20 different type of Sangha, there we count like the entrance, and then not retaining the desirums, not retaining the desirums, and then Gyunshu, Chimon, Tenero, and the Arahats. They have main 4 we counted. So the meditative. Okay, sorry, a little bit just order is changing here. What's meaning here to the strive for serenity on the basis of insight? this is their the meditative when we develop or generate the meditation equivalence. There are a few different process there. The first we say we call it's nyertok. Nyertok is kind of like a preliminary meditations. And then after that we say ngunshi is the actual meditative. So the preliminary meditative, when this insight is which is belongs to the preliminary meditative, and then that after that preliminary meditative, then we are have to be generate or achieve the actual meditative. So that's the actual meditative is considered here as serenity. So that serenity is saying the actual meditative of serenity is the base on a preliminary insight. That's the meaning of this. And then as I earlier mentioned, there are the Sangha, 20 different types of Sangha. We would say Gyunshu. Gyunshu is kind of like a entrance practitioners. The entrance practitioner has their preliminary and then actual. 방자 지저의 경슈 소인배. 방자 지저의 경슈기 아니 가지로 소인배. Okay. For example, so yeah, for example, there are a few different type of entrance practitioner. The entrance practitioner, which are eliminating all this abandonment together, it's simultaneously. That kind of practitioner, when they attain that insight, and then when they achieve insight, then they continues do more practice, and then they will having the above or higher levels of serenity. They're achieving a high level of serenity. This is the main example of this, and this is the meaning of that. It's not really said that in the very beginning, serenity it's based on that strip serenity is based on insight. It's not really said that. It's there are different type of after you, as I earlier said, after you attend both serenity and insight, then they are not really orders, right? It's like not the certain orders. Therefore, the lower level of insight to practice and try to attain the higher level of serenity. So that's just the meaning here. And therefore, so therefore, Lama Tsongkhapa, this is the exactly meaning because of Asanga's, the Asanga level of yogic deeds, or Yogacara Bhumi said that exactly same things, yeah. Now it's conclusions of these sections. In general, for the sake of comprehensive terminology, the 9 mental states are called meditative serenity, and the fourfold analysis is called insight. However, you must apply the terms actual serenity and actual insight, as will be explained after the generations of pliancy.
같은 대점이 와 딘데지 모도지 신행원에디 아니 호도가 되게다 무슨 신청이 대화 재미와 이거는 실제로 내가 시작도 무슨 신청 대화 재미들은 신행당 제도 무슨 신청 대화 재미를 되는 것도 샤워를 했어 그래서 신행이 당 하도 민들 같은 게 신행들 하도 아니 뭐 말했어 이 숨이 중요해 숨이 나한테 숨을 때 다 양으로 주시는 거야 이 되게 신행이다 지금 신행당 하도 지금 사실 정유를 정기 근데 다시 다 해서
So the meaning of here, in text, is there anything like always, whenever they mention about the insight and serenity, it's not necessarily actual insight and serenity. For example, the Asanga's community of knowledge said that all the nine states are, all the 9 levels are serenity and 4 folds are analysis. Said it, but all is called the 9. The 9 mental states are actually not the serenity. It is process to achieving serenity. But it says in computing of knowledge is these are the serenity, and also the 4-fold of analysis are, again, it's the cause for achieving an insight. It is not the actual insight, but it's called insight. Therefore, we have to be careful that when the text mentioning about the serenity and analysis, is we talking actual analysis and actual insight and serenity, or just we just connected with the serenity and insight. It could be, if you're not careful, it could be confused to you. So therefore, this last the last line is talking about that, make more clearing. It's not necessary. Has to be actual insight and actual serenity. They're having terms of actual and terms of serenity and insight. Because of example here, the 9 mental states are saying it's serenity, but it's not. And actual insight and serenity will be explained later. Yeah.
다들 sonzanda di subject da jingwa ani shila ku nyebi subject zone da chuba da shine la la dong la zu se ge da so so la zu la sum shine la la zu dang la dong la zu dang ti ni sun de lo zu lo subject sun di res.
So we just finished the 5th sections, which is the certain order of the serenity and insight. Now we are on a 6th to how to train in each. And then how to train in each has 3 sections: how to train meditative serenity, and how to train in insight, and how to unit them. Okay. So if you have any question, we just finish that order, and yeah, that's an order. Geshe will take it.
Geshe, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
When we talk about insight and actual insight, is there a way to make a general distinction between the two? Is it, for example, the subtle obscurations to knowledge that need to be removed for actual insight? Is there just a basic way to describe the difference?
Difference between actual insight and insight, right?
Yes.
And then what do you give example? Subtle what?
Does it have to do with the more subtle obscurations to knowledge?
Okay. Tanda kunjunalya 학동 tanda 가서 kalore number jeba shidi 학동 송대 학동 원에 말해 송로 다 학동 원에 디다 지당 학동 이벌로 개발 여러베스 디 개발디 당한주 아니 가서 시립 참여 돈에 연구 여러베 칸데 연구 여러스 다고 저거 가르고 올라나 단다 디게디 송대어들 학동 원에 말해라라 다 그래 지올라 학동 원에다 학동이 벌라 개발 여러베 라고 학동원에다 학동이 바로 개발 열배. 아니 디 개발 연아 디 개발 디 아니 시립 참여 유명 타는 저 열배.
말에 근데 디 제시대에 디 나도 다리 공부 수원하시. 아니 정말 지금 자 양화다 도와서 지수는 와. 다 지당 신에게 드는 지체의 자신의 가시 투어성의 신에게 잡다가 내가 신의 주제에 있으면 탑고들라 아니 신에게 잡다가 뒷나신신이 타동 주제 위가 나발치 받아 아니 위라더니 라도 나발치 받으니 와 치다와라 나발치 받지 나발치 받으니 제가 슈가 쌈기 진제질라더니 제가 슈가디 체를 되는 치수들이 되게 가셨으면 하도 그거 내발치 거와 요즘에 공부를 하던 게 좋아지고 있어서 아니 하던 게 되게 제바들도 되게 지수들이 좀 저와 대성 경우도 진행될 하던 게 좋다 말하는 것도 지금 대할 하던 생각이었어. 하던 일을 하던 원인이 정도 하던 배바지다 하던 원인이 진짜 중요한 기억을 말했어.
There are no difference between insight and actual insight. Because insight should be actual insight insight should be insight. But here, talking about the four analyses are called insight. These 4 analyses are the preliminary practice to achieving insight, and then just give it name insight, but it's not an insight, and then therefore it's not actual insight. But they do call insight because it's more. Not really talks about seriously insight. It talks about which is whatever connected with the insight, just call it the insight. But it just giving name it insight, but it's not the insight. Therefore, it's not actually insight. In general, yeah, they are not. These two are not different.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else? Okay, so then let's go to your continuous. Okay, now I think we can easily understand. Now you can think you receiving oral transmission from the topic here, how to train each, or preparing for meditative serenity. Okay, so therefore above that we will ask Geshe to give the oral transmission. So far we all think that we receive oral transmission from the preparing for meditative serenity. Okay, so now the how to train in meditative has also 3 sections, 3 parts, relying on preconditions for meditative serenity, how to cultivate serenity on that basis, and the measure of successful cultivating of serenity. So the first, the relying on a precondition for meditative serenity is most important part. So therefore, Lama Tsongkhapa says here, at the outset, the yogi should rely on the precondition for serenity, which make it possible to achieve serenity quickly and comfortably. There are 6, yeah.
신에게 초대만 때문에 시우시다 subject 남기다지 내가 신에게 초대와 대화 때문에 신의 공주 공발한 고민의 신의 주를 섹스다 신의 공주당 신의 주들을 합이 심하더니 다음 뭐기 어쩌면 너도지는 너디 매와 너가 출로에다가 세로에 우마르와스 뒤나지 신의 공주당 신의 공주들이 아니 신의 주를 섹스로에다 모두디 용하다 뭐 다디 공개 강사 수수비 신이야 고바치 왔다 고바한테 당과 신이 주중 선배들이 좋아지 용어지 왔다 뭐 아니 신에게 초 때문에 쉬우시다 개치고 아니 디 신의 초대박이다 남들 subject puberty 배 쇼지다만 로장인지는 다디 푸들한테 최신의 제가에는 오늘 배 다와 푸스나니 신의 특구였습니다. 딘지기다 개별 모델이 소멸이 진짜디 subject가 최초로지 바디 정말로 또 같이 이해나 신의 초대만에 나중에 도마 대신에 주신 거 주신의 초대만 차오고 있습니다. 디베 쇼지다 계제조지를 해서
So the preconditions practice is most important within these three parts. Having serenity, cultivating serenity, and successful cultivating serenity, both are depending on preconditions practice. So therefore, the precondition is not just precondition; it's prerequisite. What's it? Prerequisite. It's very much necessary, as well as you have a prerequisite or precondition practice are perfectly, then you will attend the serenity within 6 months. 6 months. If you're not, then you cannot. Therefore, the preconditions don't look at just preliminary practice. It is a very important part. As well as you have a perfect cause and condition, the result will be get perfectly. If you do not have the perfect cause and condition, the result will be that much. So therefore, very seriously and seriously attention and practice on that prerequisite practice. It has a 6.
아니 내주 딱해주 난 주의 나오네 당고대 다딜라 초레스 큐미 윤나 내반이 윤대 뭐든 디비 유데스 세별라서가 세 내버라 아 니라라체 아 제세라 소비 겨우 미술 바탕스 아 달라 소비 미네바 니에서 바탕스 내 미집이 쌓이는 입에 싸서 바탕스 수림당 따와 수를 조당 대비 조성과 당스 미모 교모부 매진 세모 자충을 레바 대바고 다 뒤에 되어도 되잖아 아니 로데 강도 주변에 레바를 내다 내상다 사상과 조성과 남주 대비 유지된 시소소
It has a 6, and within 6, the dueling in appropriate area. It has the 5 attribute, right? So now you just received oral transmission as Kishila read it, okay? So now here in English, the area should have 5 attributes. Easy access, so that necessities such as food and clothing may be readily obtained. Being a good place to live, where there are no wealth based such as predators, no enemies, extras, and then being on a good piece of ground, in that it does not breed sickness, offering good companionship, insofar as your companions are ethically disciplined and minded, and being well situated, right? Situated in as much as there are not many people about in the day and little noise at night. Maitreya also, that's because of that also Maitreya Buddha said in the ornament for the Mahayana Sutra state, the intelligent practice in place, which is accessible, is a good place to live, offer good ground and good companions, and has the requisites for comfortable yogic practice.
아니 자들이 그러니까는 가리가리 Ngawang 같이 가리가리 미용과 집이 답시 치고 그랬습니다. 이 수에 가서나 지도 내기기 가서나 아니 가를 레반네랑 세디 가서나 아니 세고라서 책 충분히 봐 세다 세고라서 책 충분히 봐서기 당연한 세고디야 때문에 되는 배시 가지고 주다 책 충분히 제세 강가다 아니 배 인적이 다 지금 자세 가고 세워 있는 데가 있냐 같이 주고 있으라다 세디라나 아니 디비세다 로스를 맞춰 봤습니다 세디한테 되는지 벤지 미티바치 디빈타 베티고 타베 만서 소주라서 봤다 미기를 공부시 치 진짜기 때문에 세션이요 아니 띵이지 페라더니 치조지 포리티 펜도에서 누지고 다나시 로스에 디기는 로버츠와스니 로스마다 진짜지 세디니 양타가 진주가 많이 봤다 만한 세디 용액이 탑시 잡니다 때문에 아니 용액이 탑시 지면 세니에데 어디였나 어디 벤지 수준화스니 수요라다 기적이다 제와다 양 세양 직수수에 아니 라마당 때문에 지카리 디수에 라마수 자위 라마다 탐지 양비 미라바니 세트세나요 아니요 수수비 디니티 페어 니베 뇌기원에서 세그 세충이 봐 세드라 아니스네 벨레로니 봐 가만 부나 아니 디니가 요래 세자 계속 뭔가 치워져서 나가서지 로소다 딕세다 아니 탐지 진짜게 탐색님이 미리 세트를 제가이나 안디야 내가 내와이나 디펜트에션 뇌기제스
Okay, the first in dealing with an appropriate area in the first easy access. Also, it's a material ornament says the which is accessible. The easy access that if we not clear understand on that, it might be goes wrong. The easy access means there you can find the food all this like easily. But once you think that I can find all this food are the clothings are easily, then you cannot take every food and clothing because of it easily get it. So therefore, you should know that some condition that you cannot take the food and the clothing and so on, because it will be disrupt to your generating serenity instead of supporting it. So for example, that food and clothing collected by non-virtuous actions, that you cannot have it. And also that food and clothing are doing by a wrong livelihood, they're collected by a wrong livelihood. Whoever offering to you or whenever you get it, it's through by wrong livelihood. You cannot also have those. And also that the like a broken samaya with our main gurus, lamas, whoever the broken samaya with the lamas, you cannot accept their food and clothing. The person who have broken samaya with their gurus and lamas. So because if you take those, there will be the danger and disturbing you to have achieving serenity. So therefore, easy access, but not take everything as an easy access.
당신신이다 뭐 틴데베 진세 당신이지 미국자 디베 말하면서 민간 담미다 직스지 틴데기 당신이 고마다 틴데 마인자요 사제티 니만이 틴나 사제티가 맞네요 견디 대로 내주 틴데 총교에 있는 이봐 양 당한 신신이 아니 사제들은 막 친구들이 중요 틴데 사제들은 양 띵에서 공부하시나 띵에서 기회 파샤는 내서 많이 받아 되는 띵에서
So then how you define a being good place? Or like I say in Mahayana Sutra, Ornament of Mahayana Sutra says also it's good place to live. So the good place is, you can think where Lame Shakpicha Nyuwa Dingel Chiksons Kare. Okay. There are holy beings, where their holy beings live long time, and also your all this guru and master are also lives on this place. These are, you can consider as a good place. Even they are not the holy beings lives, but at least you must avoid from that the wild beats and the wild beats, the wild animal. So don't. So sometime if we say it's okay, then we can do meditation. Is here. What?
Alaska.
Okay, so do meditations here because just don't act as like a brave. This is not really practical. This is not really occur to do it. Not really proper way to do it. So therefore, you definitely stay away from the wild beasts, animals. And then say here, predators. The predators are considered here in Tibetan as a Kyu Misumpa. In general, Kyu Misumpa is kind of like a typical persons, but here predators Kyu Misumpa is considered here the ghost or landlord deities or some kind of like a invisible, which is harmful. The beings are, there could be danger, and there are, of course, and there are no enemies. And then also, even you found the place, there are no wild animals, there are no predators, there are no enemy, but this place has like a lot of wars fighting in this place. This is also not good for you to choose the place, because it's also disturb us to cultivate serenity. And then oh yeah, okay. Also, then this is their place that's having like a lot of lot of dividing sanghas members. Yeah, I think it's dividing sangha member and like having kind of like yeah, it's as the place where having dividing sangha members are. Also, they are not good place. Where have war, they are also not good place. So therefore, you should know there's three different, actually the three different type of place. There's where your holy beings arrived and lives there, and then also where do not have animals, wild animals and predators and enemies, and also they are the place are not having war, and they are not having like a divided in sangha members. These are the places are good, considered good, and otherwise you shouldn't do meditation that wrong places. We just mentioned it. You noted it's necessary question right now. You note it, and then we can come back to questions. So.
아니 소소 띵에서 고발할 때는 바로 참지는 좀 보게 되는 기회에 그래서 뒤에 사상과서 이제 되시죠.
So yeah, even though all these places are the very good condition, but if you having like the sickness, like by weather or some places get you sickness, then also that's not is the good ground. So that offer good ground means that we are where you not have a sickness and so on. So again, once you have a sickness, then you cannot continues or you cannot complete that cultivating serenities.
다들 조상한테 지나는 수준도 따와 수 때문에 조상가서 지나와서 주부들아 다 비교 주부들 계획 주부스 이미지 요치 아니 소소가 단지 주부가 시다 소소 배지 등에서 이날다 고민을 계획 쉬치와라더니 배고 왔다니 가시 모습 등에 되게 다 가시 보고 왔다니 가다지 아니 용마 주었어요 진짜 비교 주부 자원이 내가 팀마세는 조상한테가 아니 배소소 따와다 주바도 춘도 따와 추바스 되니 주바다 따와 추바스다 주바다 추바다 따와 투비보다 진짜기 좋을 때만이는 아니 조사와디 내버려다 대대 한번 내 당고가 신의 우리지는 좋은 수 내버려 주나 아니 소소케지 지사 아니 지카지를 다 소소부터 고민이 내가 고민해가 수요 것도 맞춰서 이제 도와드리는 게 지사 줘 다디 내 당고가 다 신의 고민이는 계속 내버려 줘 미수지 내버려 고에게 그래서 아니 조사와서 다 같은 뭐만 좋았더니 간단히 소소팅이지야 폐기 이게 부재스.
So and then good companion, companion, I would say companions. So the good companions in general, like the companions has a evil and virtuous companions, and then evil companions which is always directly disrupting to you to do any practice, or indirectly to disturbing you any practice. That's will be danger for you. Therefore, stay away from the evil companions and then stay with the good companions. The good companions here, which is ethical, which called ethical discipline, and what's it, like-minded?
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
It means like we think the same way.
Okay, so in Tibetan say Tawa Tsungpa. Tawa Tsungpa in general say the same same view, having the view as sameness, and then ethical discipline are like the Buddhist and Buddhist. Their ethical discipline would be the sameness, the more help, and then also here the same view or like-minded, which is considered here to both are accepting karmic cause and effect. The both are expecting that karmas things, which we companions with that person who have a same view, who have a same discipline it, so that will be more helpful. Yeah, and then yeah, and then also Geshe said, if you are really beginner, then it's good to have some kind of the 3 or 4 companion instead of just one companion, because you can ask question and you can a lot of learn from that. So therefore, it's have like a 2-3, having 2-3 or more companion having is better, but it should be a same ethical discipline, and then same view would be the much better.
아니 니모야 되게 지면이야 야 고무야 다 추자리 니고도 싫어요 근데 고무야 추자리 치고 아니 배 주라시 지금 고사기 뒤에는 양고양 공자라요 남의 폐기 셈이 받치고 얘기 개인차고에서 아니 미모들이 미모들이 계속 좀 내봐 공무들이 출라서 받는 잡배들이 내가지고 주세지 아니 가서 셈이 받세 내봐 남이 양 초에 개에서 뒤로도 수송하게 있습니다. 뒤 다든지 아니 가서 지 필요 유니와 내봐 세들하다 유이들하고 다 계획이 맞이 소화이나 아니 나 띵에서 있고 말더니 아니 만나서 뭐 다이가 됐으니까 탑시 야와시는 줄에서
And then the last one, being well situated. So here says there are not many people about the day, because if the daytime, if there are many people, it will be more crowdy, it's more noisy. And then how much we have a crowded and noisy, it will be disturbed to having concentrate and meditate. So therefore, it's just stay the place where people are not many at the daytime. Even night, people are not there, but they are noisy by that water and some like some other things. That also be the bad place. It will be disturbed you to have consultations. Therefore, that's a night is like also that water and other noise things. So it mainly saying stay the place where have a very no noisy and no crowdy for beginner. That will be much help you. Therefore, all this the appropriate area are also very important. Once you have appropriate area, that much will be support to you cultivate and attain that serenity sooner. Okay, Chopra, what you have a question?
Regarding what you said, I heard you say with holy beings lives there, is what you said, or I heard you say. Is this saying they are currently living there, they have lived there in the past, or either? If in the past, for what length of time? I have heard that if a holy being has slept in a given place for at least one night, then that place is considered to be special.
Okay, it's a question for someone?
No.
Or you ask question, okay. The question is 다른 사상화디 베나 지금아주 상계도 전심으로서 기부 담배 샵잡아스라로와 기부도 방도 슈바다 기부 좀 샵잡아라이디 아니 단다 슈 심바지 고요르베 냐마 슈 뇽아지나 되기래 아니 계신 냐마 슈 뇽아지 고요 나다 냐마 슈 뇽에 두수디 가네 가디지 오레스 아 두수 이름 동데 간데지 오레 아니 가순 가시나리아 기부 담바티바 체인직 슈와이네 다디네디 네자shum버레 송고도스 아니 디체디 챌린지나 다기부 담바 슈야디 유링도 가져 슈구에메다 냐마 슈뇽에나 냐마 슈뇽와디 디주 타링도 가즈 기보도 슈뇽와디 지구레스 네상디
어디 다 지도는 단지 라이저로 산지미 사실 메시지 뒤쪽으로 레트치워다 이내다 진짜 제가 나와나 시제스 너무 디지털 방법을 지키라베 샤지 주와이나 다 치라베 네스 리마이나 다 가서나 강사비 또 네바 치는데 네게 친제소를 등선 네게 또 강사비 치럽소요 그래서 네고 공부 좀 해주세요 네게 또 비다 치는 배나 쳐주세요 하게 정세 고놈이 치려고 가서나 군이 두다니면 강사 군이 여사 군이 시다 탐제 두다니 네베 창조단의 대준이 있습니다. 그런 정세 그런 거 강도식이 네디 최대인 봤습니다. 디 근데 당시 유람이 봤습니다. 근데 뒤에가 막 기지 답답해. 니만 먹으면 맞지. 다 니만 지키슈와이네. 그 뒤네디 그런 게 대슈디 투당기배 양식 나오지 취합시 차대어 있습니다. 뒤에 지금은 지고 있어. 인상 뒤근데 된다. 그래서 하고 하시니까 강서 개발적인 네디 진행하기 때문에 당연히 네 등성하는 다 강서 멤버다. 아니 네기도 우리 강사들하고 신이라고 하면서 그냥 이 아주 대응을했어. 얘는 나는 딜라랑 가베들도 도선 지원을 빼나 아주 많이 다다 지겨라다 보게 지금 자꾸 처럼 먹지. 다 진짜 네 먹고요. 그저 이제만 산집 시험 진행해야 돼요.
So I agree that even the holy beings stay there one night, it's become a more holy place. So therefore earlier the master are blessing to earth. So at the degeneration time, practitioner taking blessing from earth. So that means when master are staying in overnight, wherever their place, they're not just staying there, they do a lot of they are meditating in practice, they are blessing on earth, that will be good. As well, like Maitreya Buddha said in Ornament of uh, Realizations, right? Ornament of Realizations. Said here, wherever the Bodhisattva, what called meditative Bodhisattva leaves, or like a seeing path, and what the path to call accumulation path, preparation path, seeing path, meditation path, right? Okay, so therefore, the Bodhisattva meditator who achieve the meditative path, wherever they stay, that's become a holy, and then a holy place, and then become a more what call available of worship, take worships. They say this. Therefore, we should do that. But you can also think that, like say Nalanda and where the Rajgir, the pig world, where with the camps and Buddha also teach there, is very holy place, but also is danger by wild animal and other like enemies and robbery. So therefore, you cannot be say, oh, this is only Jono think that is the holy place. Also, you should consider that where there are no wild animal, where there are no robbery and enemies. So you have to all this combined together. So having holy beings is like an extra. It's like a more excellent, becoming more excellent that place if the holy beings comes there. So this is just saying it's more excellent. It's not saying this is the only the ones. So therefore, you should also consider that you cannot meditate on wall peak. What do you call wall peak?
Like a wild boar?
No, the way Buddha taught Heart Sutra, Rajgir.
Yeah.
It's
vulture peak.
Vulture peak. Okay, vulture peak. So it's like if you cannot meditate in the vulture peak place. This is holy place where Buddha comes, but and it's danger for other things. So therefore, this is the meanings. Do there another people have a question on that? No, okay. There's another.
아니 킹당 나라중 키바당 잡중 넘당스 아정 지시 체바당스 미 체바당 까마 지소 요소 방하고스 술 넘버 타바니 아니 소다랑 창승도 봐 니가 라상시다 집에 카나마도 라바 라사 랍지 미다와 당스 다음에 라나스 게베 göbeğiz, çözülü, çibalımız. Tabi deva yoğusu, devala yoğusu, namar topa yoğusu pamani, deva nama, söbatan, çimala soba, sedi, nimidan, yedro cova soba, çimi, nimik, gomne sanız. Yana kuri, ngobu yidu, omuyu, tamceni, ciddi çözülü midabadez, niyebar tedadan, tamcedan, daha jumbo mitoba, 저와 교회는 다 제가 지시 합을 차 차발라 소바 교회는 고바 되게 남도 통제방과 차고 디다 니 고민 밥이 고바다 셰바체데 개발이 니도게 산에 셰바차고.
Okay, again, I just remind you, you just receive oral transmission again, and then receive your oral transmission again, and then other 5 prerequisite practice are having little desire. You do not strongly crave more or better robes, extra. Being content. You are always content to have even the poorest robes, and completely giving up many activities. You give up base activities such as buying and selling, buying and selling. You also abandon excessive socializing with the householder and renunciates, as well as pursuits such as medicine and astrology. Pure ethical discipline. You do not violate perceived, doing deeds that are wrong by nature or wrong by prohibitions, either in the case of vow of individual liberation or in the case of the bodhisattva vows. If you do violate them through carelessness, you restore them promptly with regret in according with the teaching. Completely getting rid of thoughts of desire, extra. In the case of desire, contemplate their disadvantages in this lifetime, such as their leading to being killed or imprisoned, right? Imprisoned, as well their disadvantages for the future, such as they are leading to rebirth in a miserable realm. Alternatively, eliminate all thoughts of desire and such by meditative with the thoughts that everything in circling existence, pleasant or unpleasant, is ephemeral and impermanent. Since it is certain that I will shortly be separate from all these things, why should I crave them? I have explained these points according to the purport of Kamalashila's second stage of meditation. You should learn more about them from Asanga's Sarvaka levels. Okay, so why I'm reading again English here after Geshe read all Tibetan, because many of us not reading in your home, so therefore it's good to read here, right? So it will be let you understand something, and then at least you can say, I read all Lamrim when you finish, right? Okay.
신의 공경이 강사들이 쌍물 칠수도 가르치고 그랬어. 모두 디시에들라 인당부 대바 총화다 초시바스. 다 대바 총화스 아니 그 대바 총화다 초시바 내가 있는 딱 공부 신의 공경이라 양 개와 같이 치는데 가서요. 세 아니 세가 거의 좋더니 아니 배 하바 같은 방법이 주나서면 뒤고가 균이야. 이거 아주 공자라 지금 요시계와 가능性초시에서 아니 벤딘지 지지기다 다라 지기다 베틱선다 세나 세다 니마 사모로 아니면 세라 세 초레지리샤 틴데지 뭐 세 상부디 베 시우지야 니마 가능性거의는 이거서부터 틴데지 맞춰서 주는 지기도 뭐 틴데기 아니 요즘 초시디 아니 사모로 띵거든 베 공자야디 아니 거의 내가 지기 소화해서 가능性지는
after the first one is the first prerequisite practice is talking about the choice the area of appropriate area, perfect area, and then next 5 are more talking about how you have intentions, or how you have your thought. It's talking about more your thought and intention practice. So the first here is having little desire, and then second is being content. So little desire and being content is just being content whatever you have it right now, the place. Not look at like a better place, and then once you get any food, just be content or satisfied with that food. Don't look at more better and more delicious food, as well as the clothes. Whatever you have it, you just wear it. At least it's protect you from cold and warm. So that's enough to just be satisfied with it. So, and then don't look at more better clothes and then more design and the brands are. So once you have those, having little desire and be content, then it's really help you to develop your serenity.
공장에다 신의 통원 공개다 강사 신의 공부치 강사 지나 아니 배우라도 총 담이라 다해 아니 배지 다는 신신이 한지 라주이나 라주이나 마치 기획된 나라요 총조로 시작된 담이라 인도에 된다 다는 신이 한지 뭐자야라 소바요 시고야라 소바다 담이라 다같이 내가 뭐라 같이 고코니들이 공자야라들이 아빠에 와서 굉장히 진행이 내내 그때다 내다 너무 쉬우졌지 가서 사연의 교량 망부지다든지 고코에 되더니 방고에 돼 아니 되게 한데 아니 가서 공자해라 아니 경험하지 용을 되게 직속을 해서 다음에 지금 술남바 다 봤어요 아니 다 배나지 진짜 디나는 소다 찬스를 봤을 때 소리를 다 중시하는 소리가 지난 거는 다 김바이네요 근데 김게 아니 지금 이게 주로 술면서 아니 배 고도마치 보다 신의 최지다 규바지 지행지는 아니 공개지는 아니 이게 주로 술면서와 유기 음악이 이제 동거에서 유기비나 아니 내가 무슨 이게 사발할 때는 등이 야해를 계시는 나비 이게 시작을 사발 때는 등이 자폐를 계시고서 음악이 이제 좀 있는 원 기바이는 다 되게 이게 주로 술과 아니 저중에는 소다다 아니 자신도 많이가 보다 뒤에는 라시 가는 것도 집에 가는 것도 왔습니다 라시 가는 것도 왔습니다 무슨 지 계속 군대 나오는 애들 라시 가는 것도 왔어 근데 계속 많이 장다 미시바다 뒤에 다 지금 다 집에 가는 거 집에 제가 집에 제성이 기용이 받으러 집에 제성 네가 와서 애들아 집에 가는 것도 잡아서 빈도 아니 가서 수고해야 돼 아니 가리고 수고해서 다 티안되는 지만 무슨 지 내가 좀 사교 같이 아니 그 최고야 지주지 와 이제 아니 내가 저한테 배시 교수다 친척이 때문에 동생 때문에 보내 아니 내가 좋아하는 내가 누야 지주지로 와 지주지라 때문에 이것도 시고는 다 시작을 지어 저를 배니 뭐 되게다 티 공자가 되게다 생각 소신지고 뭐를 했어
Okay. So completely giving up many activities, as here saying buying and selling and so on, actually, so it will be, if you do more, having more activities in your life, that much you will have distracted or distractions. So some are thinking, I will end it that my activities, then I will start my meditations practice when ended my all this job. So then continuously the job, whatever you do, it's never ended. Once you end one, then it links to the another job, another work, another activities continuously until end of our life. That the activities are never ended. So therefore, you cannot wait that let me finish my activity first, my job first, then I will do is that. This is kind of like a deceiving to yourself, by yourself. So therefore, if having more distraction mind, therefore, so that's a giving up many activities in your this is only talking for people who really take seriously practice, who wants to take like a practice seriously, who wants to attend Serenity practice seriously, seriously. For them, yes, we have to completely giving up many activities, and then also say pure ethical discipline. So here it's say individual liberation and bodhisattva vows is considered more monks. But the laypersons, also you can have the layperson vows, and also you can have some kind of ethical discipline with the 10 non-virtue or 10 virtues practice. This are considered as an ethical discipline practice. So then within this 6 or 5, ethical discipline practice is the most important. If it's all these are prerequisite, but the ethical disciplines most prerequisite, or you can think of that. So, and also if you remember the above, all this, the ones talking about serenity and insight, or they are different in order. It's like a constant, or like again and again repeatedly saying that the ethical discipline is important for that, and also it's the first chapter also same. So therefore within the 6, the ethical discipline is much prerequisite and a very important part here. Is you cannot miss anyhow. So that's just the things. And also that like the vows, individual liberations and bodhisattva vows, also they for monks, and also they have like two kind of the faults of let me think, where is this, the faults of, it's a here translated is like a intrinsically evil deeds, or which are committed the sins which are committed naturally. This is the one. This is the one, false, and and then okay, and also that the evil deeds, not like intrinsically evil deeds by like the what called the Buddha's discipline, what like it talks by, how is it?
This is like she's referring to the wrong by prohibition, right?
What's it?
What this is like wrong by prohibition. This is like there are these vows. The Buddha has said like do not do this.
No.
It's different.
Yeah. 接下来的口角是写的口，口角的写啊，其实接边看那么多来丢了，呀，接边看那么多丢了就没领情了。Okay. Now another one say moral misdeeds. Okay, the one is moral misdeeds. One is misdeed by naturally. What is different with these two is naturally misdeeds are whatever you do immediately, it's become a non-virtuous actions. It's become become a negative karma or non-virtuous karma, right? You accumulate, you are collecting non-virtuous actions and karma. And then moral misdeeds, once you are fall in the moral misdeeds, it's not necessarily immediate you have that the negative, you collect negative karma, not necessary, but it could be become a like a natural misdeeds. So therefore moral misdeed and natural misdeed. Natural misdeed is whatever you do, imitate, you're doing non-virtuous actions, and you accumulate, you're collecting non-virtuous actions. And then moral misdeeds are once you do it, like I say, monks are eating dinners. It's a moral misdeed. It's not a natural misdeed. It's just Buddha make this way with us. Buddha made it for monks and nuns for with some reasons that we call moral misdeeds. Once you eat the dinner, you're not really accumulating what called negative karma, right? So these are the two different. Therefore, individual liberations or bodhisattva vows are inclusive in these two misdeeds. And then the last one, completely getting rid of the thought of desire, or completely get rid of thought of conceptual thought. So it is they're mainly saying which you're having desire and hatred. So when you see the attractable, then you're having desire, and then when you see not attractable, you're having like a hatred. So then that will cause you again obscure to you this practice. So therefore, you have to rid of thought of this, not just desire and hatred. So how we can rid of these thoughts of hatred and desire? There are two methods talks here. So one method, you should think, when I have having desire for when I meet the attractable, then I just do more negative actions, and it will be creating negative karma, and then I will be the result will be more suffering. And then same as like when I meet with not attractable, that makes me cause angry, and then it's let me create it again negative karma. It brings you only the suffering in this lifetime and future lifetime. So think this is also help you to rid of this, reduce and eliminate it. And also think that everything is impermanent. So, and then also it's also help. While you're thinking impermanent, then why I should have more desire for attractable? Why I should have a more hatred for, you say unattractable?
You have to say attractive and unattractive.
Unattractive. So why I should have more anger for unattractive? So because of all this are changing and all this impermanence. So thinking these two methods will help you to rid of this thought of the conceptual, and then that is the perfect prerequisite for practicing serenity. Oh, I see. I forget one thing. And then Geshe said these prerequisites are for only the people who wants to liberate, who wants to attend liberations, then that talks to these poor people who wants to liberations. So it's not for everyone. Yeah. Okay. So, and this, the idea of the 6 prerequisite practice is more, the source is the Kamalashila, the stage of meditation stage, the middle of the, what called middling stage of meditations. But it's also said here, learn more about them from, you should learn more about them from Asanga's Sarvaga level. The Sarvaga level, actually, there are talks like a 13 prerequisite practice or precondition practice. So right now, it's almost, the time is ending. So if you have a question answer, so we'll take it.
I have a question.
Okay.
When we're thinking about doing this kind of practice to cultivate, preparing for meditative serenity, and you're talking about the place and all of these things, actually there's 2 parts of my questions. How long should one expect to stay in this place to have that meditation? I'm assuming it must take a very long time. Do you try to do it in, like, how long should someone plan to take?
Okay, this is the one question.
That's one part. The other part is there, for people who are like most of us, we work during the week, maybe we have Saturday and Sunday off. Is there any benefit to just do, you're laughing at me. Is there any benefit? I see you. Is there any benefit at all to just one day? If you did it every Sunday, for instance, for a period of time, would you get any benefit?
Okay. Tatanda ta sasangwa 조상 라이기 데 초신의 초디 사상보다 주 대고에 디 아니 뒤주 가수 이름도 가수 못되고 그랬어. 다 건지 샘데디디래. 사상고실 제가 저는 나한테 샤람 줘라. 더 이런 거 되는 샘데 디지그래. 다 이름도 가수 되고 그랬어. 란 지와 지그래. 다 지원 이버들이야. 당한 안주 상만 내가 지금 괜찮은데 지금만 딱 말하신데 지마도는 사니마 사펜바 가인라야 미트는데 시테나 아니 용거리고 말했어. 신에게.
그래서 근데 디디어서 당에 신의 공립의 신의 배우가 사람들 가진 게 15 서바이는 디나미티 계주도 마서바이는 다 내가 퇴가를 가버렸어. 다 디만 배만은 배지 다지 강투도 중에 박자샤고 삽니다. 공자야라 진짜기 배제를 상위 조에 생겼지 지금 말했어. 당만은 신의 지금 예벌을 토가치는 게 누가 탈치마지 신이 누가 탈주마지 치고 그래서 뭐 진짜기 단로 요바이나 단 되도다 간다지 마대바이나 쇼쇼라 배제 누가 퇴가를 가버렸어. 그러니까 이래야 다 고바디기 파자샤 그랬어. 진짜라 되지. 그것이 매 분이 배제 저는 좀 하나 더.
Okay.
중에 퇴가 파자 이거였어.
Yeah, Geshe, I start from your second the questions answer. So yeah, so as we are really, you are really wants to attend serenity in this lifetime, then you must do practice this all these prerequisites are. Then if you just think, if you use like a weekend days or whatever your free time to do, it is good to do just for having good imprints or good habit, and also you can expect it that having some kind of good concentration is not exactly the serenity, but you really wants to achieve serenity, you must do this whole prerequisite practice. And then the part of that, how long you have to stay in the place, this is in generally said here, the 6 months. If you seriously take this practice, it takes 6 months. It's not the 6 months is not actually, it's a minimum 6 months. 6 months, and also if you constrain their place that you have to leave your house and then go something else somewhere else, the place have all these good condition, then you really don't have to worry. You can stay in your home. That few conditions are there, as well as they are not noisy. That will be good. You can stay in your home for do like this prerequisite practice and all this doing your shamatha practice in there. So, and then at the end, Geshe said, this is only for who seriously wants to attain liberation. For that, but other ones, they can take practice for having some kind of benefit.
Thank you very much.
Hi, it's Jackie. I was wondering about the companionship. Do you have to live with people, or can you just be by yourself?
Okay. 당주 조상와 라이디 아니 인지민지 냠도 루루지는 냠도 되고 그래. 야 견한 직부도 신신에 두나 되기로 했어.
그래, 조상와 그다지.
네, 당고에나 저 당이 수면에 약을 써요 봐. 어디 컨설팅.
강가진 거는 말했어. 예살하고 수수비 예살 아주 기초 옆에 당나로 뭐지? 당나로 있는 기초에 두고 당고 왔어. 그때서 예살되면 근데 조사 주요는 딩이야 게라 이렇게 지사당 선물 샤사기 대표도 우리스 디랍자 수술라요. 랍자 제카페 치와가는데 공자야 치와서 고비를 두디 아니 이렇게 지사지는 거기 우리스 가바지 건데
good companion is not necessarily stay in one room or not necessarily group together practice. So group companion is also okay that it's near you or surrounding you. So with it's okay that it's it's near to you. That will be okay. Then you can do by yourself just in one room.
Thank you.
Hi, Geshe, can I ask a question?
Definitely.
How are you?
Good.
So if Geshe could talk a little bit more about completely giving up many activities. My question is really related to the text talks about buying and selling and excessive socializing. I'm wondering if there are types of activities that are actually beneficial as part of this, whether it's like serving or taking care of people who need you, or so I understand the part about work and just sort of avoiding the dharma, but are there certain types of activities that are actually beneficial that actually enhance this type of practice?
Okay. The Chawamang Butang like the Tatanang Song Chela, so what Chawamang Butang like Chang like yours. And yeah, Chawamang Butige the Matawaji Chawamang Buti Latene, and if you share Shiksham de Jubiata, Chimatayala, so big, Gayually, a draw to Wachuna, that the Shinex whole Chagre Chagmaris.
하여튼 디가스는 신의 공신이 내가지고 왔다 신의 일단 미바 표해주 소소부터 중앙무식 주수부터 배주주 청와 체계지는 아니 신의 공기 대한 요송 내가 총자들이 제와이나 근데 간다고 투수들이 받게도 남의 대구가 지분이 안티네 받지 남의 질실 거에 개체고 그랬습니다. 신의 공신이 내가 주시고 그랬어. 또 어떤 신의 마음고니 소사도 전체 굉장히 신백이 정확히 모르지.
These prerequisite practice are for who doing the Serenity practice at the moment. It's not says that before and after. So at that moment, you must stop that all the activities because it's distracted to you. This is the main point. But before you take Serenity practice, yes, you can do many activities and serve and benefit to other, accumulated your virtue as much as you can. It will be much become a strength, give you more strength and power to practicing Serenity. So that you can do before it, but during that you cultivating Serenity. So that when you're doing the cultivating Serenity, if you want to do seriously, then you must stop that all activities because of distracted to you.
Thank you. That's very helpful.
Yeah.
Geshe, I have a question about the moral misdeeds. You use the example of monks who eat dinner. But it does not create karma directly, negative karma directly. So I guess my question is, what makes them moral misdeeds? Is it that you have promised not to do them, but then you do it? Or is it because when you do them, they create the conditions for doing something, a misdeed that creates karma?
Okay. 다당에 디 정신 하나마도 제배 하나마도 제시디 자와들이 슈과성이 틱도 줘야 되는 정신 하나마도 알아래. 자와들이 슈과성이 틱도 뭐줘야디 제배 하나마도 알아라. 다 자와들이 슈과성이 틱도 뭐줘야디 제배 하나마도 이나 아닌 간주다 간주 켈레망고체네 다 켈렌데 다다 마송네 대와 디게디 다 디게 나리아 제배 하나마도 여러 왔어. The Chebe Hanamado Rigi Bakashila, Kelemasun, Tewatigeti, Tony Anning also take to Jurumares, Lenga Basag Marvesi.
It is a disorder, Rangi Rela, Jagger to the Noy, which is Lava. Noy, you but Vatica, Jenda Kacha, Balatini, young China, and the teacher said to get the sooner as sooner. Rangi, Jagger to the Noy, Batilla, and Chebe Hanamatua, now taking the la, and Jenda Kacha Katin, no beginning that the Bajor routine, and the baby when the soft chip at all stuff. And if Makuana Spatu, that now making it water to do. Diane, the Kubuangian, the Jumentic Summers, Energy, the Chilukas and never to let in Chilukas and now terrorists. The cemetery must in the Geraldine, you let them, they pay this, they know what terrorists. Now you do it what Jumentic Jebat there. In Kientang Gubala, Tinichel, Nicola Tuna, each in a Jesus, our ticket and the Chelvian Chisu, and the cousin to be no use them, and it tells you about the
Okay. Monty, what is all the Labacus of the Jenna? What do you want to like?
But the Labacus of the King, Kajago, Kayan, Nevada, Labacus, Lamichiva in the bed. Cousin Chibikan mother in the Timayu. How call it in Labacus Matabachi, Kajan Gubu, Chibu Kiwaina, could know you.
So the moral misdeeds, it has sometime like allowed to do, sometime or like objections. And then, like say, monks cannot have dinner, but when the monks have seriously illness, they can have dinner. That Buddha give permission. That's when that time that even they eat dinner, they will not have any negativities. But here, one point: if you committed many vows and then you are breaking that vows intently, even you knows well, or you can do that. That the intention is so wrong and bad, that will makes you that even the moral deeds, misdeeds are turned into the like natural misdeed because it's your intentions very bad. Say whatever, I can break it. You are not really careful. You're careless doing it.
I see. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So if you have a question, we can take it. Still, we have a time, and then if not, then we're going to stop here.
I have one more question if nobody else does.
Yeah, okay.
In On page 29, in the part that says completely giving up many activities, and it talks about excessive socializing with householders and renunciates. What's the matter with renunciates? Aren't those people who are like...
Yes, that's good comment. A good question, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Tanda Mazudina Injinalia, Tanda Chawamang Yonsupang Laitwa, Yonsong Sobe Chawan Yembatan, Kimbatan, Rabjun Namdang, Hajang Tishe Chebatan Lajo, the Kimba the Rabjun Namdang Laidilia, this capture. Hajang Tishe Wala, the Renunciate and Ninjung get Ninjung Lapsher. Chazan di Ninjung Karjini, Chawamang Bikon Shavio, Karsa, Chawpang will be Shavio, Elabor. You said Rabjun Laitri. Rabjun the teacher, but I Kimba the teacher, but that the engineer do the renunciate Lapshara. You think Kimba the teacher, Rabjun the teacher, Rabjun the renunciate, the teacher with Shara. That the Konsugi, the Nijun Koche, the Nijun the Japang can Hajin Sharela. That was a Kudan calling down the road.
Kimbatan teaching Levatan, Rabjun Shed teaching Leva Sejura, using Pegua, cousin using Evacuation, and Tindy Tending about Jabuchovas, using a syndrome to be a and teaching using Kimbatan teaching Levatan, and then stronger Suatachi, Kareda, Tagareta.
Yeah, the renunciate is not talking about the renunciation, which usually be one of the path, right? One of the principal path. Right. Here, the socializing with the householder and renunciate. That renunciate is audience, monks and nuns. So that's the abandon excessive socializing with the monks and nuns. So because as the same, how much you socializing with the householder, that much you will have distracted. And then how much you have socializing with the monks and nuns, you will have same distracted. So therefore, here renunciate is talking about the audience, monks and nuns.
Okay, so it's the socializing that's the problem.
Yeah,
not the
socializing with them is problem. Yeah.
Got it. I understand. Thank you so much.
Okay. So then we're going to stop here. So, Namda Shingla Chobar Sho Yidama Guru Dayami. In this land, surrounded by a mountain of snow, you are the source of all flaws and joy. All powerful Chenmo Ninjaso, please remain until samsara end. To bring blessing of enlightened activities to fortune disciple, and to spread the textual and inner realizations teaching of the Buddha, who embodies the 10 powers. You show the light of logic in teaching to intelligent minds. Oh, I pray to you, our spiritual guide, revealer of the path. May the precious Supreme Bodhicitta arise in those in whom he has not yet arisen, and where it has arisen, may it not decrease, but ever increase more and more. I dedicate this virtue as a cause for gaining a true understanding of the soul medicine that dispels all the illness of grasping and extreme, the profound meaning of dependent origination that is free from streams, and the will of Supreme Aya Nagarjuna and his spiritual successor. By this virtue may all beings perfect the accumulation of merit and wisdom and achieve the true holy bodies that arise from merit and wisdom. Gyawati Gyu Sonami Shi Lejung Tamba Kunyi Toba Sho. Okay, thank you everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you, Geshe.